Hey guys, welcome to Under the Arch Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs, and this is,
Lucas Hobbs.
and we're going to talk little Mizzou basketball. Our guest star here. Hey, before we start, please guys subscribe to the YouTube channel and find us on Facebook, Instagram, X, and Spotify, and leave some comments down below. I want to see what you guys think about what we've seen out of Mizzou basketball so far. Now we're going to start with our expert analyst here, Lucas. You've watched a lot of Mizzou basketball with me so far this season. What do you think about this season so far?
I think that Luke Northweather, whenever he is wide open for shots, even if he misses, they're always great looks. He is he has the best shooting position, whatever.
He has the highest 3-point percentage of anybody on the team.
50
It's
point
57.9%.
7.9%.
I mean, it's not gonna last, I'm sure. Otherwise, he will set records. But I think the long and short of it is everybody looked at Luke Northweather as a why is he on this team? And he's been a useful piece. There are times where he's been the best player on the floor for stretches. Having that outside threat, that was a big concern. Losing Caleb Grill, losing Tamar Bates. Luke Northweather has been part of solving that problem, and he's been very important. Luke, what else have you seen?
I've seen Mark Mitchell whenever he goes driving down the court with his amazing dunks and layups.
So Mark Mitchell is just kind of doing Mark Mitchell things for the most part this season. He's leading the team with 17.1 points per game. He has himself, what is it, 6.3 boards a game. And believe it or not, he's leading the team with 3.5 assists per game.
3.5.
Yeah. The rebounds, he's not leading the team. We'll talk about Sean Phillips in just a second, but honestly, Mark Mitchell, when he gets the ball, a lot of the time he just looks like the best player on the court, right?
Yeah, he just drives it. He just like, nope, I'm scoring today.
Yeah, and some of this is the opponents. Missouri has played quite literally perhaps the worst schedule in America. I saw someone post that out of 364 teams, Missouri's played the 363rd schedule in terms of strength. It's been putrid. And that is even with playing a Big Ten team in Minnesota. Um, Terrible all the same, but at least they're Big Ten. From here on out, for the most part, it changes. This week, the ACC SEC Challenge, true road game at Notre Dame. And then this weekend, the border war, Kansas, unranked Kansas, but a Kansas team with revenge on its mind, probably going to be mad about losing to Missouri last year. You watched that game.
Nah, that was crazy. It was Kansas #1. They rushed the court. It was crazy.
Yeah. This game will be neutral court. We'll see how neutral it ends up being. Not a shot at Mizzou fans, but that's just, KU, their fans, they save everything for basketball. We know this. Um, but now it's real. We're going to find out if Missouri can go out and do some of the things we've seen. It's then we'll say, okay, this team is legit. Right now, we have not learned if this team is good at all. They are doing, for the most part, exactly what they should be doing to these weaker, smaller schools. And I've noticed some people are kind of down on the team. I think if they had the first half against SEMO different, I think this whole thing feels a lot differently and people are more excited. Um, but right now, Mark Mitchell he's doing what he ought to be doing. Anthony Robinson, what have you seen out of him?
Oh,
Is he getting a lot of steals?
oh yeah, he has got great steals.
Yeah, the only player in the SEC returning after being on the all defensive team a year ago. Problem there, he commits a lot of silly fouls.
Yeah.
He still does. And it's hard to be a good defensive player if you're on the bench because of foul trouble. What do you think about Sean Phillips, big 7-footer?
He has been doing good. Like Mark Mitchell, he just drives down the court and he's done great dunks and layups.
Yeah, he gets that ball on the inside. If
He
it's more than about 8 feet from the basket, it's not going to go well for him. But you get him that ball within 8 feet of the basket, look out. And again, some of that will change. He's been too big, just physically too big for these other schools to handle. That's going to change. But it does feel like Missouri has their best big man, true center, since Dennis Gates has been at Mizzou. We were told to start with Josh Gray. You remember Josh Gray with the one white shoe, one black shoe?
yeah.
Um, think him, less defense, more offense. That's roughly what we're seeing, but he is better. He is a better basketball player than Josh Gray was. Just need to get the free throws. If he can get up even to 60%, that would be enormous. Um, it's going to be hard this month of December. We talked about the schedule ramping up. Missouri is going to be without Jalen Stone another about 3 weeks or so, and a left hand injury suffered in practice. That's going to make Notre Dame tougher. Going to make Kansas tougher. He might be back for the Illinois game in St. Louis. Maybe. That's right around that 4 week mark. They said about 3 to 4 weeks, so maybe. But with Dennis Gates and his injury reports, there's no telling. We have no idea. Um, yeah, what do you got to say?
Um, so when Missouri plays Kansas, Missouri beat Kansas insane. Now Kansas is going to be way more tough than last year, so they can beat the Missouri Tigers. Their offense has been great.
Yeah,
It's it's basically offense versus offense. Their defense and the can one of the Kansas dudes, I have seen him that he made them beat Tennessee. He had crazy blocks, crazy threes, crazy layups and dunks.
yeah, that is going to be a wild game because it's it's a revenge game. New court, who knows what's going to happen? And Kansas City, you know, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a true 50-50. I think there'll be more Jayhawk fans there. But, you know, 5 games before the SEC play, 3 of them legitimate competition, 2 more cupcakes in there, Alabama State and Bethune-Cookman. But here's what I want to see. I want to see Anthony Robinson fully engaged. There are times where he's just kind of floating around out there and not having an impact on the game. And that can't happen in SEC play. It can't happen. Okay. I want to see Sean Phillips and Mark Mitchell on the court together, really developing their offense kind of and working together. That is a heck of a big man tandem if they can work together. And it seems like Missouri has been trying to make a point. Think about Missouri if Mark Mitchell and Sean Phillips are both working together, being good teammates, good passing. That's scary. What do you think?
Oh, that's gonna be hard to defend.
And that's why free throw shooting is important because the two of them working well together, that's going to be a lot of trips to the free throw line for the Tigers, huh?
Yeah, and that even just those two, it's still gonna be very hard. Just for two regular guys, it's gonna be very hard.
And we haven't even talked about Jacob Cruz, who might be the most improved player on the team.
Oh yeah.
Last year, he'd go out there and just jack up threes for no real reason at all, it seems like. But Jacob Cruz, he belongs out there, and he's been a good player. What have you seen out of Cruz?
Uh,
Is he shooting
yeah,
more threes?
he's shooting threes. He has got some wide open shots, but he's missed a lot of them. But he's made a good like 10 threes in this
Yeah.
entire season.
And it's that's more of them are kind of within the flow of the offense and not just, well, I'm standing here. I guess I'll shoot a three. He did a lot of that last year and it was frustrating to watch, but this is more within the flow of the offense and hey, let's get a three-pointer on because we're coming off of this pick or whatever. And he looks more comfortable out there. And he's been effective rebounding the basketball as well. That's something that Missouri has struggled with the entire Dennis Gates era is rebounding. And I'm not going to say this team is great rebounding the basketball, but they've been better. And Luke, you play basketball. You know what? How mentally frustrating is it to play really good defense and then force up a bad shot and then the other team gets the rebound back and you got to do it all over again? You've played. Isn't that just tough?
I remember last year when I was playing basketball. There was a buzzer. It may have been to win the game. A great pass from one of my teammates. I shot it right away. There was no looking back. I did not pass it at all. I knew that buzzer was going off,
Oh.
and I just shot it.
Well, sometimes you got to do that. And hey, I think there's going to be some games where Missouri guys are going to have no choice but to get the ball and shoot because this is a team that can score a lot. But we saw a year ago, SEC games are going to be tight.
Yeah.
I think the conference not as good as last year, but certainly balanced. There are no untouchable teams like Auburn looked like or Florida looked like at times. I know Missouri won at Florida a year ago. A lot of good teams, no super teams. So, Luke, uh, I think Missouri's going to have a chance, especially if they can win their home games to be near the top of the SEC.
Yeah. And Missouri's gonna have a tough time winning these games against the teams like Notre Dame, Kansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Auburn, Florida.
Yeah, it gets real fast. You had Notre Dame first true road game, then Kansas, I guess, is ranked now 21st. And then you got two cupcakes. Then you got bragging rights, 14 Illinois. Then you got
Then
Christmas holiday, New Year's holiday, and boom, Florida, defending champion at Kentucky. Boom. Ole Miss, we know they're good on the road. Home Auburn. Again, Missouri might be good and start the SEC schedule 0-4. That's how hard that start is. Um, the way they've looked, there's reason to be hopeful they can win. Gosh, even 2-2 would be great out of that stretch to open the conference schedule. We'll see what happens. What do you think for Missouri is one most important key for them to keep playing well as the schedule gets harder?
uh I think that if yet again if Mark Mitchell and Sean Phillips,
Yeah.
if they pass and just maybe shoot threes and can drive down and get layups and dunks, especially Sean Phillips. He can just reach the ball up and the smaller guys cannot just touch that ball and he can easily make a shot against those smaller guys.
Yeah, and that's going to be something for Mitchell and Phillips as they work together. Keep that ball up. That's something that we've seen a couple times with Phillips, uh, either bounce passing to Mitchell or on the receiving end. Those bigs, keep the ball up in the air. That's fewer hands that can even reach the ball. Um, the two of them, yeah, is absolutely gigantic for this team. You're going to have guys that are forced to choose between either doubling Mark Mitchell and leaving Phillips or a three-point shooter wide open, or trying to take Mitchell one-on-one, which is probably going to end up with either a bucket or a trip to the foul line. So that is going to be huge. Phillips needs to be ready because I think there's going to be a fair amount of double teams where his guy helps out. So that's something, especially if they end up on the one on the weak side block, that's going to be huge. But that's it, guys. Mizzou kind of doing exactly what they should be doing at this point. I'm looking forward to seeing this team. Are you excited?
Oh yeah. In those tougher games, Like Illinois, Florida, Kentucky, Alabama. Those are the tough games, and they can still win those. They have won against some of these teams last year,
Oh yeah.
and they've got destroyed by some of these teams last year. And they can still win against all of them and be really good.
Oh, this team can score the ball. They can hang with anybody if the offense is quick, and that is for sure.
Yeah, especially Florida, because last year they got cooked.
Well, they won at Florida, bud, last year. Only home loss Florida had was to Missouri. Did you know that?
Yeah, but remember in like that playoff thing, that that is what I'm talking about. That is hard.
I see what you're saying.
That is when they got absolutely cooked.
Yeah, but hey, this team, if they can score, they will hang. Uh,
Especially with uh, especially they need great offense and defense. If they want to beat the bigger teams, they need better offense and better defense.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. Hope to see you next time. As always, thank you for watching Under the Arch Sports.
Three.